the stream. Just in case. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Belgium Grand Prix. If this hasn't been cut out, I sound like an idiot. If not, welcome again. We've had some issues with Code Masters, same old, so we've had to do some custom grid work.
Pack Bussy, the only one who is in. Oh my god, we're doing this again, are we?
The black screen.
It's not even a black screen for me. There we go, we're in.
Okay, we're back here. Will everyone load in this time? Hopefully so. The cameraman's still there. He's been waiting patiently in the bottom left. What legend. His name's going to be Rodri. We love Rodri. Is that even the name? I don't know. The session starts in 27 seconds. Hopefully everyone gets put on the correct tyre compound. If not, this could be very awkward. If you're in the top 10 and you don't start on the correct tyres, you have to pit on the first lap for the correct tyres, or you get disqualified. So hopefully that doesn't happen to anyone.
Finally, we're getting somewhere.
We want racing.
We want racing. We don't want the McLaren livery because that was ass, but yeah.
So, who's going to be on the wrong tyres? Because I guarantee one person at least...
One person in the top 10 is going to be on the wrong tyres.
Nope, we're all on the right tyres.
Oh my god.
That's good to see. So, here we go. Into the formation lap we go. Clear, sunny race.
Oh, I can't wait
Spa.
to see some hella collisions. Oh look, everyone's literally having a stroke up at the spot. You okay?
We do love the first turn. One of the Hasses look like they tapped a bit of the Red Bull there. But predictions, I'm going to assume that we're going to see a completely different front three. I feel like 22 laps, there's bound to be a mistake somewhere coming up a Rouge. Or
I'm going
in the,
top 3, I'm going
go on.
Hasbo, Cooper, Swanee.
I'm going to go... we've got the back runners on the mediums. If they can... it really depends, man. Assassin Aaron can make this work, you know, if he has a good race. Bring something out of the...
I mean, he's on the hards,
pocket.
so there's no one to say that he can't do that strat, you know, maybe catch through for most of the race and then... I would assume
the thing
that
with
the
his
race
strategy
pace,
is if there's a safety car, on the first few laps, his strategy's done. Because you can get tyres from the second lap mediums to the end.
Yeah.
I did 18 laps on the mediums, I could have done one more, but I just was losing like a second every lap to the car behind. As the predicted strategies, you can do soft medium or soft hard from lap 8 to 10.
Who's doing the start? Do we do the start?
If you want to do the start, you haven't been here for a while, it's up to you.
I will. I haven't been here. God! I think the last time I was here was...
Baku.
Oh, Baku. It's been a long
Phil
time.
Mitchell gets disqualified.
That means that someone else has to be GSQ'd with him. Apparently not.
No. If you, I'm pretty sure it just depends on I think the game runs through like the last second of inputs from the drivers, and if if the person in front of Phil slammed his brakes on, then it would have taken him with him or something like that. Either way, he's going to be starting on the back on the mediums. I'm sure I won't really mind anyway through the first lap carnage. But I'm going to go for Hasbo P1, Aiden P2, and we're going to go Alphinator P3.
Quick question here. What's stopping I forgot.
Nice.
What's stopping like P2 from just slowing down completely and letting P1 go so that like P1's tires go cold? Because something like that happened in the F2
That's
league.
a rule we brought in. Yeah, we brought a rule in.
Okay,
for
but
that.
we're
Either
here
way,
on the start. Oh god, those lights went out fast. So I don't know where we go, question mark? We moving?
when Code Masters does its thing.
Goodies! And it's lights out, and here we go. There we go. So, I don't know what to say. Aiden up into P4. Oh my god, I'm confused. Jack
Aiden's Tariq's into P1.
Tariq's into P1.
We've got side by side.
Finn
Swanee
down
side
in
by side with
P19.
Alphanate.
Oh, we're gonna get collision. Oh, oh, that is. Both of them are back, but Lord LP aren't getting lots of damage. He doesn't have a wing, and that is a virtual safety car. Tenet getting a 5-second penalty, but Swanee
in still P1.
That's interesting.
P1 has gained 1 position. Aiden gained 1 as well. Swanee dropped 2. Xbox is in 5th with Bradley 6th. Looks like Pac Boosie lost a couple of positions to Chris and Tenek.
Yeah.
Jack Gretton P11, Flaming down to 12th. Alpha is P13. Davies managed to go from last to P14 in the first few turns. That's impressive. Phil Mitchell P15, but it looks like he has wing damage. No right end plate on the Williams there.
Look
Max
at Lord LP.
16.
He's just slowly slumping back. He hasn't a wing. He's going to need to box. But as we go on, what is going to happen in this race? Moving down the grid. See if there's any action going on. Anyone going out wide.
Some first lap carnage. A lot of damage around the field. So,
a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'll leave it. I wouldn't be surprised if I see some people jump into pits now, but if you can get that pit, well, get it 2-3 more laps, you can get the sort of cards to the end anyway, so
but we've got,
be interesting to see what happens.
We've got
Swanee on Aiden here.
Hooper.
Is Swanee going to go down the inside? Aiden brakes late along with Swanee. Swanee backs out last second.
Back here, no, he's going to have to go out wide.
But to be fair, not too bad of our first lap. Not much carnage into the first turn. A lot of people went out wide to avoid it, so that was good.
I did see
Lauren
that
definitely
coming.
getting the worst of it. So we've got a couple of people into the pits. I thought the Williams nearly double stacked there. I think Swanee's going to have a run on Aiden here.
Yeah.
He's using the overtake, side by side with Aiden.
He gets past him comfortably at the start of the coming straight. It's going to allow him to gain a lot more time for the next pits, for the next DRS straight. But coming down the order a little bit.
And one of the Red Bulls, Alphinator, on a Rouge. Looks like he has wing damage just coming up the hill. He lost it.
Yeah, he has wing damage.
Has a lot of wing damage, so that's not good for the leader of the
Lord
Drivers'
LP
Championship.
still in the pits. What is going on? He's so far behind.
You need a safety car or something. The Xbox 7 up on the back of Aiden. Aiden spins! Xbox 7 up, Giovinazzi's it. Went to avoid Aiden and got wing damage. That's not a turn where you want to be
carrying on. Aiden has no damage whatsoever, but it appears that Xbox 7 Up does have a large amount of damage.
Oh, Finn! Is that Finn? No, that's Blink. That's Blink. That's Blink. Blink spun. I think Xbox 7 Up got caught up in the worst. And when you come around that turn, you need to keep that line, or the air messes with the rear end of the car and you spin. And because he had to avoid Aiden, or he was going to probably DNF himself on the race, he went for the escape route and lost it. But the two pack boys, P5, P6, working their way back up the field after losing a few positions at the start. Jack into P7. Aiden doesn't pit. So Aiden not getting any damage.
That was very lucky. He had a close shaver there.
Xbox 7 Up, walked out with the worst there. I think Alphanate will be happy Aiden didn't get damage as well, because he needs to go into the pits to get a new wing.
But DRS activated, overtake and potentially roach mix. Still not enough to get past the rear Hooper. But we'll see anybody else getting any runs on anyone. The pack boys.
The pack boys
very close together. But to no avail. Jack Gretton
also behind them. Getting a bit racy here.
Yeah.
Not normally up here fighting, but it's good to see him up in the field.
Finn moving up a little bit more, P13.
Aiden side by side with Jack into the right-hander. A little bit of contact.
Ooh, pack before you exit goes out wide. So lost a lot of time to Pack Bussy ahead of him. But we have...
Phil Mitchell has a new wing, so he has pitted. Wait, did he? I swear he had wing damage, but he says he's on 2 lap mediums. I don't know.
Yeah, he says he's on 2 lap mediums, but everyone that didn't pay is on 2 lap poles, so yeah. I know that might be some sort of error, but there's a little bit deeper.
He had wing damage, but it's gone. But okay.
Okay, oh!
L Davies though, P11.
He was very close to dropping it there. L Davies right on his rear end now.
I think we'll jump on board with Hasbro here. So Hasbro actually having to fight for P1 this week. Oh, Aiden's on the back of Pack before you exit side by side.
Oh, he nearly drops it. That's close. Oh, but Pack before you exit on the grass. He goes in a little bit deep, but he does a lot lock up, so that allows Aiden to not get past.
Aiden was playing very defensive there.
But Hasbro does seem to be getting a good run. I think he might get him. He activates the overtake button, getting a good line through over Rouge. Hasbro takes a very compromised line. He's zooming on the Camel straight. Would he go left or right? I'm assuming right. Oh, he pulls out just at the last minute to get past him. Does he go deep? Oh, just go a little bit and pushes him out. But that.
We know that Tariq and Hasbro have a lot of history when racing for P1, especially around France. I'm sure the flashbacks are coming between those two when they keep the overtake. But Aiden's on the back of before you exit. This is on off the track.
Ooh,
so before you exit, it's off the track.
He's only gone down 2 positions, so that's not too bad. But that is going to affect the Alphas pretty badly. But he keeps on locking up through there. That's going to nearly allow Tenik through. They're going side by side into a left-hander. Can he get the overtake done? No, he can't. He'll get to push out.
I mean, those running ABS assists on will definitely get an advantage out of those.
So that's an arrow nearly.
Oh, Pack before you exit nearly died as well. Sideways through that turn. Tenik managed to avoid it.
Oh, Davies damage.
Davies has wing damage. He's not going to be happy.
F for the win though. Ooh. Is F for the win going to go down the inside? No, he's not. He just scathes his front wing. Coming through this corner, he's going to have no goal, and he loses it. Oh, and that's him in the wall. F1 for the win in the wall. Just trying to avoid L Davies. So, will that get investigated? Probably not. But he doesn't have an end play. I think he might be boxing this lap. Who knows?
Bit of wing damage, a bit. Everyone's a bit over at the minute. A lot of close racing. L Davies seems to be picked up on something every week, and he's just got unlucky there. With looked like he was trying to
this time round, the Roo Hooper's gonna have a go at Hasbro. Both. The Roo Hooper has no fuel. I can see. Oh, he tries to go around the outside. Oh, he makes contact and just catches it. That was close. Oh, but Swanee.
I think that's what happened in France right there. So he managed to save it this time.
This is interesting.
So the top 3 have got a 4-second gap to 4th. Bradley's doing a very good job there just to keep that 4th place. He's driving his own race at the minute. It looks like the side-by-side racing between Flamin and Max, as Max has the DRS. He's going on the inside there.
Yep, there's an easy move for him. On the softs and on the hards, big contrast
Flamin's going to the end though, so he's not even in a bad position once the car's in front of pitted. Max, however, will have to pit again, so he doesn't think it's hard to make it to the end. Looks like Aiden and Tenik side by side. Tenik looked down the inside, but Aiden, very defensive driving there.
Yeah.
Doing his best to keep Tenik behind him. As one of the other McLarens, Lauren, has lost it on a Rouge.
That will probably be Lord LP Lauren. It's not looking good for him.
As
oh, it's a safety car.
You sure?
Oh,
I haven't got a safety car on my screen.
God. That was very close from the Roo Hooper. Nearly just rear ends Hasbro. Swanee also having to take avoiding calls. That might be investigated. Who knows?
There's some very interesting racing.
Well, Bradley
going
comes
on
into
and a lot
the pits.
that we've missed, but
Bradley comes into the pits. I'm assuming that he's going to go onto the hards. Yep, he's going onto the hards, so they take him to the end of the race. But
so Phil Mitchell's got quite lucky here, getting up into 5th on the mediums. But it's just these pit stops now. If you don't, you pit onto hards now. I think anyone. So Bradley's done this right. He's pitted onto hards. He's going to the end. I think everyone should be doing that.
Yeah, Bradley's.
Especially the front 4.
Yeah, front 5. Bradley's definitely got the strategy right there. So Jack Breton, Swanee, the Roo Hooper, and Hasbro kind of making mistakes. Probably not, because they can. I'm assuming that they can definitely make up time throughout the race. We still have a decent amount of the race to go, but I think this could be interesting. I'm assuming that they're going to.
The question is now, someone like Phil Mitchell, he's the only person on 5-lap old mediums. What does he do from here? Does he go as long as he can and switch to softs at the end, or because I feel like if he goes on to hards now, he's just going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah, personally, if I were him, as soon as
Oh, Hooper and Swanee, 5-second time penalty, contact under a safety car.
Is there damage for Swanee? No, there isn't. But if I were Phil Mitchell, I think as soon as the safety car came out, I would have followed everyone in for the either the mediums or the hards. Probably hards would have been the safer bet because they won't cripple towards the end of the race. The hards, I think, can last a lot of time here, but they're not very good. So we're gonna see a big train here.
I'm just wondering how there's contact under the safety car. We did bring out the rule in Tier 2 about leaving a car gap or so because they all tried to warm their tyres up and hit each other. But Swanee hit at the back of Hooper. So this is good though. This is good for those back drivers. So Alphanet still has a chance now. He just needs to catch up to the safety car. I don't know what Phil Mitchell's going to do about strategy. There's no point pitting now because he'll be at the back of the field. But yeah.
So we've bumped up 12 positions, and Jack Brown up 9. The most down is Xbox 7 up down 13 positions. L Davies up 7, Finn up 4, Blink Vortex down 7. That's not looking too good for him. But someone has pitted.
So the front runner's pit. Front runner's pit.
Well, Hasbo stays out. That's
Hasbo's at the front of the pack, so Tariq had control of the move there.
Swanee,
but the thing is, those guys will be fighting.
Swanee's also in the pits. Hasbo seems to have made a big mistake there. He's serving his 5 seconds.
I don't know. I feel like Hasbo's made the right choice here. Hasbo can stay out for longer and pit, but the problem is the Blink's retired on a safety car lap. He looked like he spun or something. But the problem with Hooper and Swanee now is they're fighting from the back. They're going to have to get from the back of the field back to the front. If Hasbo can get a big enough gap on those softs at the start of the race, start of the restart, he won't be that far back. Obviously, those on the hards are going to be a lot slower to the softs, and although the softs will be coming towards the end of their life soon, he can get a big enough gap where he won't get affected as much as those two. So
this is very interesting with all these strategies here.
I think Phil Mitchell's definitely in the worst place here though. 6-lap mediums. I don't really know what you're going to do from here unless you go 16, 17 laps on those mediums and then pit for softs.
Who knows? This is interesting. I'm glad to be here for this race. My favourite track and also an interesting race. Yeah. Everybody from the top 13 down has lost places, and a lot of them have drastically lost places too, so that's interesting.
It's a very strange order here. I mean, the Alpha drivers have done something different. They've both gone for alternative strategy, so one of them will be better off than the other, which have done smart, but they both do have a time penalty. Hooper and Swanee going in now. I guess the only thing they did well going in now was serving that penalty. They didn't lose any time because it's under safety car. They both made the mistake of hitting each other, and they've kind of, after hitting each other, got rid of their pens and they've got karma from it, sitting aside of the bag. But everyone now on tyres to the end. They're both the Williams getting a decent move here. Obviously, Flame and Hobo pitted earlier on for the hards. At least he's going to be able to go to the end on those ones. Although they're 4-lap olds under safety car, you're not exactly racing your tyres. It looks like one more lap under the safety car here, so lap 8 we will be
watching just Lord LP catch up. It's been a blessing for him, but will we see anything on the restart? There's been like just pure carnage down at turn 1, maybe people forgetting to brake. Yeah, we know about that too.
Will be interesting for sure.
El Rouge might claim some big.
I'm gonna let you talk for a sec. My camera's on Hasbro. I'll literally be back in about a minute.
Hello. Oh god. That was a very bad line. So, message from Belgium. So, they will probably be coming in this lap. This is interesting. So, hopefully it's in this lap because all the drivers are caught up.
I'm back.
Hello. Yeah, I kind of, I low-key messed up with what I said. Not gonna lie, oh, but safety car in this lap. But just before you left, I said something that people could have taken way out of context. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hopefully that.
So, Bradley's actually in a very good position here. I'm going to put Bradley down for winning this race unless he gets racy with the Alphas behind. But if anything happens here with people putting their brakes on, this is very tight. If anyone puts their brakes on now, there is going to be a lot of penalties handed out.
Death.
But here we go. Safety car is in the pits. Hasbro can go when he wants.
Hasbro notorious for messing up some well. With what some drivers have said, messing up. Oh, Jack Reynolds goes off. He's not going to get those positions back, is he? Nope, no way.
That's what I mean about people accelerating and stopping. It looked like Harry accelerated a bit then. So
he's gone. He's going now. He's going to gain a lot of time onto Phil Mitchell. He's absolutely gone.
Yeah, I don't know about Harry's start there. I think he did something a bit illegal. He accelerated up to third to look like to warm up the rears.
Aiden on pack before you exit. You're going to go around the outside, or is he going to get the switch back? No. Are we going to see anything down into turn 1? No, because people remain spread.
Aiden side by side with Pack before you exit.
Oh, this isn't looking...
Aiden got past, he's passed before the turn, so nothing too crazy there. But Aiden's on the drive, he's on the medium, so he's going to be a lot quicker than the car behind. Obviously there's no DRS at the minute, but he's still side by side with Pack before you exit into the turn.
Hasbro could win this race with, where are they? The real Cooper down into 14. Swanee up into 11. This could be interesting. Hasbro, if he makes up a lot
of strategies to be pulled out here.
If he makes up a big enough gap, he can win. But I'm not sure.
I don't think Hasbro can win this. I think he'll. So next will be onto the mediums for sure. But I think Bradley. You got P3 to P6. They're all on fresh tyres from the safety car. Even if Hasbro gets a gap, he's going to second in that lap. A pit stop is what? It's not exactly the shortest on here.
No, it's not, is it?
The only thing Hasbro can do is put his foot down, get some good times in, and Phil Mitchell keeps the cars behind out the way. But Bradley's looking for the gap here on Phil. There's not much there to be seen. He's right up his arse. He backs out a little bit. Is he going to go for a dive here? Here he is. No, he's not. Ooh. As Flamin has retired, and that's a safety car again.
Oh my god.
Is that a safety car or a virtual safety car?
It's a virtual.
I haven't got the menu on my screen, but yeah, there we go again. Another crash. So Hasbro once again won't be too happy. Can't pit. I think it might be a virtual safety car.
Yeah, it is. It is a virtual safety car. I can see here. Phil Mitchell vibing on the mediums. Who knows what he'll do? He's an unpredictable man.
I think he goes long and goes for the softs towards the end. I think that's his best bet. But I do wonder what Hasbro will do. You've got Xbox 7 up and Alflair at the back. So Alflair has just been caught up with something again. And Xbox 7 up once again. Qualified high, ends low.
Swanee.
10 laps into the race.
Swanee is 15 seconds. 15 seconds behind Hasbro. Now, if Hasbro can make up time on those softs, which he probably won't because they're probably decently worn out at this point, the Swanee will take lead of the Grand Prix.
Swanee's not in the lead. Bradley's in the lead because of the safety car.
yeah.
Like, you got to scrap the front three. The front three at the minute: Bradley, Pack, and Aiden. Hooper and Swanee messed up not pitting as soon as the safety car came out, so they've set themselves to the back. They need to catch up to the front of the field and then overtake for those front positions. So at the minute, Swanee and Hooper completely out of the top three. Bradley P1, Boosie P2, Aiden P3. Obviously there's a few penalties there as well. 6 seconds for Boosie, everyone else is on 3. But Hooper and Swanee, I think Swanee was trying to copy what Hooper did, and
he ended up making a mockery of it in the meanwhile. The Pack, before you exit, gets another...
Oh, Phil goes wide, so Bradley...
Can we see Bradley making a run on Phil Mitchell, dispatching him before they're getting very close up and he loses it! And that's him out!
And it's probably a safety car.
Virtual safety car. So the person
so what Bradley did wrong there is overtake.
Would win the race.
You don't use overtake up the hill, man.
Bins
You
it.
never use overtake up the hill.
Wow, that's thrown a lot into Hasbro. Pit! Oh god, he's going to be shaking his head after this race, isn't he?
So Bradley was in for the win there, but what he did was coming up towards the hill, he was just using his overtake button. Like, what's the point? There's DRS on the next straight anyway. Because he was using overtake coming up the hill, the rear end stepped out and
he's completely just gone up into the wall there. What a mess. That was a big crash as well. It wasn't like it was a light one, it was a straight into the barrier.
Some big impact on the wall there. I think a red flag 100% if that happened in real life.
But as we're off again.
Clutch safety car's gone.
Yep.
So yeah, Hasbro's not even making anything on Phil, and Phil is still in second place. So those tyres are matching everyone else's.
I would be in.
I wouldn't. I think he's done, 5 laps on the safety car, so his tyres can go longer. The longer he can go on the tyres, his Pack Boosie's side by side with Phil into the last turn. It looks like Phil backed out a little bit just to let them go, and Lauren is retired from the session.
Who's in? Is that Hasbro that goes in? Hasbro has boxed. Hasbro's boxed.
L. Davies in a good position here.
So so the Rue Hooper and L. Davies absolutely swamp him in the pit lane as he comes out. What is there to make of this? Hasbro probably watching himself fall down the order. Probably feels gut-wrenching, but we move. He comes out just behind the Rue Hooper, but you do see Pack before you exit side by side into a Rouge, they pull out, and Hasbro gets the position.
So the current lead is Pack.
Pack before you exit, he spun. He doesn't get damaged.
On the rear as well. I thought I was on the Red Bull with Aiden, so man, there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Is that a Ferrari?
There's stuff everywhere.
No, it's just Pack before you exit. Still, he's 12th
Finn
now.
side by side with Max. Oh, cut him off. Side by side. Pack before you exits down to the back. Then Pack Boosie's in the lead. Aiden second and Swanee third. So the medium runners at the front definitely getting some time.
Hasbro, Swanee and the Real Hoop have just completely been taken out of this race. But Pack Bussy is the penalty collector on 9 seconds.
On the inside, L. Davies. L. Davies gives the space. Good racing from those two into that turn there. But Davies had the wing damage at the start, started last, he's currently P8, so he's in a good position. If those mediums do fall off towards the end for those that have pitted for him, could be good for those. Tenek once again in a good position, but what we need to look at now is penalties. Pac Busi might be in the lead, but there's 9 seconds left of penalties.
9, and then I think we will see someone within these next 5 laps in the top 5 will probably crash, I'm assuming. Probably
there's not many cars close to each other. There's some big gaps between people.
Right before you exit again is off. He's had an abysmal race now. But
yeah, everything that he had's gone. Same as Xbox 7 Up.
He looked to be a Prix there. Aiden, how's he gonna fare up over Rouge? Swanee.
It's like the two Mercedes are fighting each other as well. Max is going to go down the inside of Assassin Aaron. Is Assassin Aaron going to leave the space? He is, side by side.
That's fun.
It's like they're going to be side by side down the hill as well. Max backing out a little bit.
So these two, the next to go through Rouge.
What's the gaps at the top? Let's quickly jump on to leader gap here. So how long does the pit stop take? Pit stop takes what, 20 seconds, I guess? So Phil Mitchell will come out in the top 10 when he pits, but yeah, I still think it's Swanee's race here. Phil Mitchell's definitely struggling on those mediums. At the back we have Hasbo and Tenek fighting side by side. And Tenek goes off wide to let Hasbo free. Hasbo on the recovery drive, our front 3 earlier, 4th, 5th, 6th. So at the minute, I think they're all 1st, 2nd, 3rd if you look at the penalties. So these guys making the recovery. This is Bradley's win for sure if he didn't crash out, I think. But that's how it goes. We've got Pac Busi and Xbox 7 Up fighting at the back of the field. Busi has the wing damage. They're going down the inside for Xbox 7 Up. Might not be the smartest. Busi backs out a little bit to let him free. They both go flying off wide, making their own track out there. Hasbo catch up to the Hooper. Obviously he's on the quicker tyres, fresh mediums, and Xbox 7 Up and 5 lap old hard. He didn't think mediums could make it to the end, and that has lost him a lot of time to Swanee ahead. Gaps between the field. The closest we have is Tariq and Hasbo. Coming up the roof now. Hasbo has the DRS. He's looking down the inside already. Tariq leaves the space. Side by side. Hasbo gets free. And then we've got a lot of gaps now between the fields. Obviously, Alphinator's race is just going worse by the second, gets caught up in everything from the looks of it. If we look at stops, he's stopped 3 times so far, same as Xbox 7 Up, but he's definitely not enjoying the race so far, as he's nearly he's 2 seconds behind first, so well 30 seconds behind the whole of the field. Just pack before you exit. Let's Chris by.
Any news on anything? Oh, Hasbro got past
really. I think Hasbro got past Hooper, but the rest of the field there's a massive gap. So I think now is where strategies come into play.
Fins off. Hold on, Finn.
Dangerous donuts. Not
He's
having a
no
good race
damage.
either. I think Alphinator definitely having the worst race. Will want to ignore this one next season. Who is Alphinator's teammate next season?
Let me check.
He hasn't got one.
Oh.
So the last seat in tier 2 then will be going to Alphinator, but Hasbo is still in the race for P1. I think Bradley retiring, Pac Felicity has 12 seconds. Phil Mitchell has to pit, and Aiden's got 3 seconds. So at the minute, Aiden would be, I'm saying net P1. But yeah, the fight for first is still on. What will Phil Mitchell do for strategy?
Who knows? He's
Hooper's dropping out of the DRS and Hasbo now, so those hards you can see are a lot slower. 7 laps left to go, and he needs those mediums to start dying, but I don't think they will. 8 lap olds. There's only 7 laps left, so there isn't many laps in this, is there?
No, it's only 22. You'd think that this race would be pretty short, but it's not. It's pretty long.
The field is definitely split up now. Nearly a second between everyone. Aiden's just managed to get into the DRS of Phil Mitchell. His 14-lap-old mediums will be starting to drop off. But I think now is probably the perfect time for Phil to go to softs. The softs can do about 8 laps. 7 laps left to go. Get the maximum amount of speed and grip out of those softs. He just needs to avoid getting a 5-second time penalty into the pits, and he should be okay. Will he send it into the pits now? He does. He needs to not hit the wall, and what does he do? He hits the wall. So Phil Mitchell hit the wall. I don't know if he has wing damage or not. We hope not. Is there a wing change going to happen? It doesn't look like it.
Oh, who else is off? Is that Pack? Oh, it's Pack Boy.
He did damage his wing. Phil Mitchell got
God.
Phil got side wing damage, so that's not good. Pack Boy exit retires.
Oh wait, no.
And Jack Gretton spins as well. He just reset to track as well.
God, he dropped it harder than I was dropped as a child.
Man, I can relate to that. But Pack Boosie flying ahead now. 7 seconds.
Yep, but he does have 9 seconds worth of penalties on the car behind.
It's 12 now.
So
Phil side by side with Max Rogers. Max Rogers backs out last second. But Phil Mitchell got wing damage into the pits.
Well done,
I called it before he went in. Capped the wing, he got end plate damage. So even though he has the quicker tyres, if that damage is affecting the way the car turns, that's not good. But now it's his time to shine and fly through the field on those softs, see what he can do. Hasbo is catching up to Swanee, so those that are fighting for first earlier on are now fighting for third. Possibly even second if Boosie doesn't gain more time than what he needs. But these guys are going to be the fight to watch, I think.
We're going to see anyone dropping it on Radion, Puon, or
Rouge.
Or what's the one one? We could see a lot of people just letting the car slide there.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some side by side up into the Rouge section here at all. As Swanee gets a good exit onto the back.
They've got a 4-car DRS train, finally some entertainment.
On the back of Aiden here, so this DRS is going to be at all.
Oh, I live in constant fear that someone's going to drop it. Oh, Harry, is he going to do what Mika Hakkinen did? No, he just goes straight into the back of Aiden. You know, kind of ruining his chances really. But
Aiden pushes him off the track.
Hasbo gets a 3-second time penalty because of that. I'm sure he'll be having words with someone related with FIA after that, but who knows? Swanee hunting down Aiden. Aiden probably feeling a lot of pressure right now, but he's just letting Pack Bussy just fly, honestly.
Yeah, these guys racing isn't going to help the fight for P1 here at all.
Hasbo is on low fuel, but as he goes past Swanee loses out to the real Hoopers. Swanee, who was second in that train, is now dead last in that train. Wow, it's crazy how things can change so quick, but Hasbo...
I think Swanee nearly lost the car and slew down a bit just to make sure he didn't lose it. As talking about losing it, Tariq nearly lost it then.
If we're going to see a lot of movement into 1-2 here, as he tries to go around the outside, will there be contact? No, it appears that everyone's taking it pretty safe, but coming down into this bus stop chicane, will we see a triple overtake from the rear Hooper? Probably not, but Hasbo does go in pretty deep. No, he actually those brakes, but Aiden does pull into the pits, so now it's those three back at it again.
I'm surprised he got into the pits, because those mediums would have gone to the end, so unless he has wing damage, then I don't really see the point in that at all.
4 laps to go.
Hasbo's in P1 at the minute. At the minute, P1 is Hasbo, P2... Oh no, they've got penalties, haven't they?
Yep.
So, at the minute, Pack Boosie is P2.
Yeah, with Swanee winning at the current rate, but we'll see how that fares out. With Tariq probably going to overtake Hasbo. Who knows? Hasbo.
Those fighting for second at the minute, they have no ERS Swanee has the most, but Hasbo using all he can to defend and try and gain a gap on Tariq here.
Swanee's
obviously Tariq on the hards, and Hasbo's tyres are half the life.
He's just quietly biding his time. He knows how to work this, and if he can probably work it pretty well.
You can tell that Phil Mitchell's wing damage is not helping at all because he hasn't been able to drop Max. Max on the hards has been keeping up with him, so Phil Mitchell going into the wall on the pit entrance has cost his race 100%. I reckon a P4 would have easily been achievable, but now he's fighting for points.
So the Hooper and Hasbo coming through Blanchimont. Will we see anything? God, they both have no overtake, but Swanee is using it for some unknown reason. But coming through Blanchimont, we're down the inside. Ooh, that was close, but I think Hasbo did ghost, so I think that left into his advantage. But down into the bus stop chicane. Will he make it round him? Yes, he will. But Hasbo coming back with better traction will get him exit. But will he try and make a move into the source? Of course he will. No, he doesn't. He just quietly took some.
He backs out.
Yeah.
He knows that he's going to get the DRS on the next straight, but once again, these guys fighting isn't good for Swanee because Pagbusi's just flying ahead. He's got that gap now. I think he's basically got the gap for his penalties.
Yeah, he's got the gap for his penalties. 11.3 and Pagbusi is 12. But there is a little bit of movement. He's not using his overtake, which is interesting. None of them are.
Got the move done.
So I feel like Swanee can win this if he can just sit in within the range of Pagbusi. I don't actually think he knows that Pagbusi is 12 seconds. He won't know, will he? Because he has two up top,
2 cars ahead and 2 cars behind.
So he won't know currently.
I think Max made a mistake. As Jack Breton retires, is that going to bring anything out?
Yeah.
But I think Max made a mistake because we have a virtual safety car. I don't think so. That won't be too bad for people, but I think Max dropped it because he was 4 tenths behind Phil, and he's now 2.5 seconds. Well, he's about 3 seconds behind Phil now after Aiden managed to get an overtake done on him. So either Phil's car coming to life or Max made a mistake, but he's down to P9, Xbox 7-Up's in P10 without any penalties, so some positions to be made there. But the fight for P1 is still on. Pagbusi has lost the gap.
So, you'll probably see it coming in this lap. Swanee just 11.3 away from Pagbusi. Will Pagbusi get any more penalties? Who knows? But for now, Swanee's just outside of those 12 seconds. Can he make it up in 2 laps? Who knows? But it will probably be coming in this lap. It's come in now. Does anyone have a drive-through from it? No, nobody has a drive-through from it. So coming up at El Rouge, Hasbo has good traction, but not enough to just start pulling towards. But so Hasbo now has 41% ERS. So he's going to be going with the real Hooper. Real Hooper already deploying it. Hasbo deploys it now. He's not going to gain anything whatsoever. So he just pulls out of his ERS. He locks up. Swanee.
Hasbo's going to be going for the end move. I think he'll stay behind the thing until he needs to use everything he's got.
Swanee's just... I think Swanee's got it right here, you know? With what we said earlier about him getting it wrong, I think he's proved it was all wrong.
I think Swanee knows he's got P2, and I think he's like the only reason he's staying where he is now is because the guys ahead have penalties. He knows he's got. He knows he's got P2.
But
I think he's unaware of Boosie's penalties, and at the minute, even though he's just fighting for that 12-second gap, he's in and out of it every so often. He's getting the DRS from the guys who are just pulling them ahead. But I think at this point he knows he's got P2. But he doesn't know that P1's on the line.
Him going. Or he could have checked race director. Who knows? He might even be watching the stream.
Phil Mitchell on the back of Davies here, getting those softs to work. But Aiden's also starting to catch up. Just the wing damage from the pit entrance isn't going to be.
I'll keep you notified on these
as
3.
Hasbo and Swanee, I think Swanee spun.
Oh, Swanee's off. Swanee's off with the 3 second.
Swanee went deep.
Destroyed his chances at the win. He will probably want that taken off. Maybe not. Who knows? But for now,
I think I jumped on late. Swanee went late for a move on Hasbo and went off the track. So the chance for P1's gone, and now he's going to have to fight for that P2. Obviously, they're all now running 3 seconds. So
Tariq needs to gain 6/10 in order to win this race. Will he get it, or will Pack Bussy win? But if Swanee gets that 3 second taken away from him, he still needs to be within those 12 seconds. Oh no, we'll have to
if Swanee went for the move, then it's Swanee's fault. He broke late and did that, but we're not too sure what happened.
Yeah,
but it looks like Phil Mitchell on the back of Davies here on the straight. He has the DRS on the overtake on the inside. Is Davies going to go for a lunge? No, he's going to stay behind. So Phil Mitchell up into P6. He has penalties. P5 to P8 all have 6 seconds. And Max is too far behind for that to do anything for him anyway. You can see Phil Mitchell struggling with the wing damage. Hasbo's out the second from Tariq. So that move that Swanee made might have thrown Hasbo's chances on getting the P2 here.
Although the real Hooper's within 9 seconds, so he will get the win at this current moment. Hasbo, 9.3, he will get P2 if I'm not mistaken. So I'll just push Swanee all the way out the podium, stay in P4. That's a shame for him. But he's 12.1, 12.2 now. So if Pack Busty gets
the last lap now.
Pack Busty gets
Busty will be struggling on those mediums. Those
Hasbo
mediums, 18 laps old, there isn't going to be much pace on them. So I think Swanee still has a shot here. Pack Busty needs to not get another warning this lap. His mediums will start to die.
Although
gets up a rouge, okay.
Very low on ERS. Hasbo quite high on it. He will be making the move this very lap. Could we see another final lap change in the win? So as we see him deploy ERS, he's all going for it. He's going to get the position. He's going to go on the left-hand side, going on the outside. What a move! That gives him P1. He is going
but Tariq knows now that if he doesn't gain any more time, then he's going to miss out on that shot of jumping thingy at the front. I think it's within the 10th now.
Is he going to go deep? No, he isn't. This is very, very close.
I think Hasbo and Hooper know they're fighting for the lead here, and I don't think either of them's going to give up. And Aiden gets past Lee on the main straight, so Lee dropping down to 8th on those tyres. But the fight for P1.
But Hasbo, Hooper's wing right in Hasbo's diffuser. What is going to happen here? He goes out a little bit wide.
You know what's going to happen here? One of them's going to dive onto the final turn, and they're both going to miss out on P1. Lucy just needs to gain as much time as he can. He has the ERS, he's using it, he's using the overtake. Well, if they do what we think they're going to do, if these two now dive on each other into the final turn, they're going to hit each other and Boosie will win. But we're about to find out. Tariq doesn't look like he's close enough.
Tariq, desperation starts to creep in. He's not going to go for a move, he's not silly enough. Or will he? Or Hasbo going out a little bit wide. What's going to happen here? Is he going to get on the exit? No.
Oh, he's out of fuel.
He's out of fuel.
Tariq's out of fuel.
He's out of fuel.
Crosses the line. He doesn't get P2. Hooper ran out of fuel, and because of that, Boosie kept P2, but Hasbo managed to get P1 from the penalties. Swanee got P4, but Hooper pushing too hard. He ran out of fuel and threw the shot at P2.
Amazing.
Phil Mitchell side by side of Aiden. Phil Mitchell gets it by 2 attempts. Davies gets P8. Max to come across the line. And Grant snatches P9. Xbox 7 up. Got a penalty on the last lap, so I don't think he'll jump Max for the extra point there. Gets P10. So Hasbo P1, Boosie P2. Tariq, yeah, threw his chances at P2 or even P1 just because he ran out of fuel. But yeah, Swanee definitely missing out the most there, and Bradley missing out a lot as well.
Why is he going into the pits?
I think he just wants to cross the line in the pits for the memes.
For the memes, why not?
But Phil Mitchell done a decent job there. P15 to P6. After getting wing damage on the pensions as well. Aiden was just behind him, but some quality fighting at the front of the field there for those positions, and a lot of things happening in the dying stages. Obviously Tariq ran out of fuel. Through that race for him, through the extra points. But I think that closes the gap to bare minimum now for Harry and Alphaday. Alphaday didn't secure any points after getting caught up in multiple incidents. And did Hasbo get 26 points that race? We'll see what lap time Hasbo did. If he got the fastest lap, I'm pretty sure the gap between first and second is now 5 points.
Oh my.
What were your thoughts for driver of the day today? Because personally, I have no idea.
What? Did you say my prediction of the top 5?
No, who do you think the driver of the day is?
Oh, driver of the day, Phil Mitchell's in contention, but so is Al Davies. Hasbo, I don't know, it was an alright performance. Pagbussy, he's 72.
Penalties.
Personally, I know it happens every week, but I think I'm going to have to give it to Phil Mitchell here. 17th to 6th made that strategy work. He did very well. But yeah, I think I'm going to give it to Phil Mitchell.
I think Phil or Davies, but we'll decide later on. But Hasbo got P1 and the fastest laps. That brings the gap down in the Drivers' Championship down to a minimal. Boosie 2nd, Tariq 3rd, Swanee 4th, Tennick 5th, Phil 6th, Aiden 7th, Davies 8th, Max 9th, and Xbox 7 up getting that last point position. But it was a weird race for sure. I think everything happened that could have happened, and a lot of safety cars switching up the strategies between everyone. But we'll do some interviews here. I can't say that was the most entertaining race ever, but there was a lot happening. And I just can't believe Tariq missed out on P2 because he ran out of fuel on the last corner. Imagine that happened in the final race. You needed one more point to secure the lead. You lost out on fuel because you lost it on the last turn.
That's tough.
That would be interesting for sure. But we'll get some people in for interviews. We'll go with the top 3 first. So we'll get Hasbo. Who got second? Pac Boosie. Was it Boosie? I think so. Invite Boosie, and we'll invite Hooper. Get those guys in. We get Alpha. I won't join because he doesn't do audio. We'll talk to Swanee about his little mix-up that lost him the race win. Speak to Davies if he joins, why not? And we'll get Phil as well. Hello, give me a second. So I think that's everyone. We'll get Pac before you exit as well. He obviously had his crash incident as well. Cool. So we'll jump into the pie. Hasbo, we'll talk to you first, the today's race winner. If you're including your audio, if you just want to talk to us about your quali and how your race went.
Yeah, so quali, well, I wasn't expecting to be on pole this race, so yeah, kind of qualified high as I could. I think I was in 3rd, so yeah, still a good qualifying session. And then, yeah, first start of the race, avoided kind of the first lap incidents. I don't think there was many spinners, to be fair, on the first lap. And when the safety car came out, took a gamble to stay out because everyone else had pitted, and I didn't want to get caught up in kind of like mid scraps. So I stayed out as good on the softs, drove them right until they were out E85. Pitted for the mediums because I've got such a tyres compared to everyone else. It was just quite easy to get good traction out of the first turn. And then obviously through Eau Rouge and Radion, managed to get DRS, used my ERS, and then managed to get a few. And those last few laps with Swanee and the real hopper was a bit nail biting, but yeah, played the safe strategy, put it into lean mix, saved all my ERS, just using the DRS on the main straight to kind of keep within a second of the real hopper. And I knew if I overtook him, he'd take me straight back. So waited to the last lap of the race, deployed Rich Mick full ERS, and then took him on that last lap. So yeah, just a bit of a smart strategy there.
I think the fight for P1 was anyone's shot today. Obviously, all the safety cars, virtual safety cars. I think Bradley would have won that race 100% if he didn't crash out in a Rouge. But you, Swanee, and Tariq fighting for I can hear myself. Who can I hear myself through? That's Davies. Turn Davies down for a sec. But yeah, the fight for P1 between you, Hasbo, Tariq, and Swanee. I think Swanee would have had it if I don't know. I didn't quite catch what happened on stream. Did Swanee go for a move on you and push you both out wide?
No, we had an incident of some sort. basically he came together with, I think he was a real hopper, and pushed him slightly further back, and he was about 2 seconds behind us. But obviously, with our penalties, he would have won the race. And then I don't know, he just forgot to brake by the and just went shooting past me into the bus stop chicane. It was quite lucky he didn't hit me, to be fair. But yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. But I think it was his win today.
Yeah, Swanee missed out on that, and then the fight for P2 between Boosie and Tariq. We were watching Tariq on the final lap. He ran out of fuel on the last turn, so he missed out on that. But yeah, it was an entertaining last few laps for the fight for P1, and the times were very close in terms of penalties. But yeah, congrats on P1. Next week we have, I don't know the calendar, Monza. What are your thoughts on Monza for next week?
Again, Monza's kind of, because the setups are pretty easy from on, and obviously there's a lot of opportunities for overtaking and harsh braking zones, so you can actually go 4 or 5 ways. Again, the Hopper, Swanee, both packs will be up there. Phil Mitchell, if he pulls, could win out the bag. So yeah, I think it could go anyone's way. Monza's kind of like when you play the online lobbies as well. Between the fast people and the slow people, there's not a bigger gap as there is in kind of like the circuits.
Well, cool. Congratulations on P1, and we'll talk to you next week. Next, I was going to talk to Tariq, but it looks like he's decided otherwise. We'll go to Boosie, who I'm pretty sure it was Boosie. It could be before you exit. Correct me if I'm wrong. Boosie getting P2. Just want to make sure you include in your audio.
Yep.
So an interesting race for sure. I think after Bradley went out, it looked like it was your win. Then you picked up a few penalties, and the fight for survival. Those 3 guys behind you fighting. We did think you'd go down to P4, but a few little incidents between them all, man. You managed to keep P2.
Yeah.
A decent quali session as well, getting into the top half. But if you just want to talk us through your race and all the penalties and stuff.
Well, I think I dropped back a few places at the start into the first corner, just didn't get enough momentum out. And then after that, sort of tried to keep out all the way of everything, and then managed to work my way up the field. And then I found myself in P1. Anyway, so I was just stupid mistakes, ones that I can improve from, and yeah, just I got a bit of a tank slapper coming out one of the corners, which would have made it a bit closer to the top, but happy with P2.
I mean, yeah, it would have been P1 without the penalties, but that stuff happens. Obviously, a lot of safety cars and stuff as well, switching up the strategies all over the field. But I think it was unlucky, but a decent P2 for sure. You've got Monza next week. What are your thoughts on that track?
Yeah, I quite like the track. It's fast. Be interesting. There's a lot of chicanes and not many corners, but yeah, I think it'd be interesting.
Cool. Well, congrats on P2, and we'll talk to you next week. We'll have a quick chat to your teammate as well before you exit. A few incidents throughout the race, and I can't quite remember where you crossed the line, but if you just want to run us through your race and a few of the incidents you got caught up in.
So qualifying went quite well. Obviously, went out on the mediums first to see what I was, see if I could set a banker, and he come in for the softs as like sort of like, oh yeah, I set this lap time, coming for the softs and smash your lap time, but didn't happen. So got 6th and 7th, I think, and then obviously the big mishap happened. And when we loaded up the race for the second time, I didn't put my setup on, so I had massive understeer everywhere. And then halfway through the race, my fabulous Fanatec setup decided it wasn't going to play ball anymore and just shut off. So that's why the DNF happened.
That's not the nicest way to go out of a race. I mean, trusty Fanatec gear, pay the price. You know, expect more than that.
Yeah.
It was a decent quali, a lot of action throughout the quali, and yeah, I think Just an unlucky race for sure. One to forget about. Obviously Monza next week. I'd assume one of your better tracks because you have. I think you have the pace to be up there at the front for sure.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully we'll both be back up there again. But yeah, I spent most of the race just telling them like all the split times and how quickly they're going. I was like, right, activate this, activate that, hold overtake this, that, the other. A bit like Norris incident. But yeah, that I enjoyed that more than driving around with understeer because the standard setup compared to the setup we were running is just diabolical. And then the corner that I mentioned when we finished at Hungary, the one that goes downhill, the right-hander, that was worse than like dreamed of. But yeah, learn from it, and hopefully we won't have any of those little mishaps at the start, and then I won't forget to put setup on again.
It's just Codemasters for you, innit? Next game will hopefully be a bit better than that with V8, but I haven't got high expectations. But yeah, if I'm unlucky today, and we'll see you next week in Monza.
Definitely will.
Cool. We'll go to Davies next. For some reason, I turned him down because I heard an echo, and I can't turn him back up. Oh, there we go. Davies, you including your audio in the party? Can anyone hear Davies?
No, I can't hear him.
We'll assume he's having issues then, so we'll go to Phil. You including your audio, Phil?
Yep.
So an awesome quali, P15. Nice moment on a Rouge, as your teammate did, and then during the race managed to get up to P2 after all the safety cars, and then on the way into the pits,
Oh, no.
a nice little bit of wing damage again, and then managed to secure, I think it was P6 or P7 on the softs. Just yeah, how did your race go in the incident in quali? How did that occur?
Well, obviously, like you said, in quali, had a very good qualifying. Crashed in up a Rouge twice. My first lap, I messed up the first turn, so I just aborted it. And then the second lap, I crashed. And then my final lap, I crashed really bad and retired from the session. I chose medium soft because I wanted to end on the faster strategy, and I think it would have been better if there was no safety car at the start, because everyone got to pit for free on hards. But it was going really well, and then picked up a stupid bit of wing damage. I don't know where I picked it up. It was like very light, and then as I was going into the pits, I just forgot how it went and just went straight into the wall. And I had my thing, so it turned off repair wing damage. So I had to do the last like 4 laps with like no front right wing. But I'll take P6 from P17. It was a decent race.
I think without the wing damage, would have been a lot closer towards the front as well. And obviously, you and Aiden side by side nearly on that final straight. I think me and Joe still need to decide, but once again, up there for driver of the day, it's between you and Lee, but we'll decide that off stream. But yeah, reverse strategy nearly paid off. We did say at the start of the race as well that if the safety car was to come out within the first 5 to 8 laps, it'll mess up the those on the mediums and the hards. But yeah, I think P6 not too bad at all. Monza next week. Are you a fan of Monza on this game?
I think Monza is just, it's not very complicated, but if you don't get a good exit off any of the chicanes, then you're going to lose a lot of time because it's just straights. So it really could be anyone's race, really. If anyone messes up a chicane, or anyone gets killed into the first chicane, then it could turn the race around completely. I don't know, anyone could win Monza. You know, Pierre Gasly winning for AlphaTauri. So
Anyone's race for sure. Well, congrats on P6, and if you get driver of the day, it'll be in Discord later on. But yeah, nice race. And we'll go to Max last. Do you want to do this one, Jay?
What, as an interviewer?
Yeah, do you want to interview Max? I don't know if he's here or not.
Why not? Speak. Hi. You're very quiet.
Uh,
There we go.
There we go.
So, how's your race?
I'm surprised I got points actually.
You did?
I crashed first lap. Like, I don't know. There was like a chain reaction. 2 cars in front of
Yeah.
me just stopped, so I just hit the back of them. So I had to pit. I was going to pit on the hards, but then coming out of the pits, I realised I was on the softs. So I had to pit again, and I also spun twice. So I'm quite surprised finishing the
It's
points.
a very large brain moment there. So, I don't know what else to ask you because I didn't really pay attention to like the bottom 10. So, what's your opinion on Italy?
It's pretty. I don't like the track. It's pretty boring in my opinion. But yeah, hopefully with a bit of practice, I can get some more points.
Fair enough. Yeah.
A solid quali session for sure. I think you were up there towards the end, and then dropped down to, I think it was like P7, P8, and then the little incident did catch you off guard. But I think if you didn't get caught in that incident, the fight for P5 and above was very possible for sure. But you can see the improvement coming. You just get caught up in things like Lee does every week. Can't really avoid this, but I think points is happy, or you got to be happy with points. The only question I've got is what happened between you and Phil, because it looked like you were within 4 attempts and then you dropped to about 2 seconds, and Aiden managed to overtake you on the last few laps.
So I was like side by side with Phil Mitchell. He brakes later, and then for some reason I just kept dropping back. I think it was the tyre wear, and then Aiden was like a lot faster than me on the softs, and I was on the old hards. So when he was like right behind me, I let him pass, and then I spun under the virtual safety car.
Lovely. Well, I guess congrats on getting a few points after not a such solid race, but we'll see you in Monza next week.
Thank you.
I think that does all the interviews. One of the more interesting races today for sure. A few game glitches and not the most entertaining in the middle of the race, but towards the end was pretty good. It's just that I think the safety car kind of ruined it, because we had like 6 laps under safety car and it's a 22-lap race.
Yeah. So it literally allowed like 60% of the race to be like normal racing, and then like the other 40 to just
It's a
safety
very
car.
race. One to drop and ignore for the rest of the season. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on Wednesday for Monaco, and next week on Monday for Italy. Thank you for watching, and see you later. I just tried to leave the party instead of ending the stream. Cam, it's not done yet. Relax, man.